Hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown. I am here to talk about the one thing. Well, there could be a few things. Obviously, there is a few things, but the one problem I have with the Rob Zombie remakes, to be quite honest, of the Halloween movies. Now, when I first watched these two movies when I was younger, I enjoyed them. I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I loved the fucking shit out of the Rob Zombie remake. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not. If I lied to you, that would have been that's not me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Even sometimes it might be hard to swallow, but then I still say it because I have to get through it. And then eventually, I know I'm just not, I just know that I have different viewpoints than other people, and that's fine. But I know, ever since day one, when I first heard the Rob Zombie remake, I knew this movie was going to get panned and criticized as fuck. Because you can't beat a classic. It's like remaking Back to the Future. Why would you do that? Obviously, when I was younger, I didn't care. I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But in a way, that's kind of the problem. I know some YouTubers have pointed this out, and most YouTubers have probably hinted at it, but it does need to be said. I don't think we haven't said it enough. The reason some stuff terrible comes out, like the Child's Play remake, is because younger viewers look at it and they're like, no, no, give it a chance. Yeah, yeah, let's see. And then it comes out, it bombs. No one doesn't like it. There's a few that will like it, and that's fine. But you gotta look. There's some movies that I love, but so many people hate it. And I look at it and be like, look, I love the movie, but majority of people hate it. That's why there wasn't this and that. And I have to accept that. But there's some people out here on YouTube that do not accept that. And look, I don't blame you. But if you're an adult, I'm going to look at you and be like, why? You're an adult. You should grow up and learn and be like, yes, and I'm not saying, hey, if you still like it, then like it. But understand the flaws. I hated when I first saw the Super Mario Brothers movie, I hated it. I fucking despised that shit. Over time, though, I started loving it and liking it. I was just like, this shit's actually really good. And I feel like it's misunderstood. Same thing with Howard the Duck. When I first watched Howard the Duck as a kid, I loved it as fuck. And I can watch it like every day. Now, I can't watch that movie every day because I see the flaws with it. And the more I see the flaws with it, the more I know that it is bad. But it's not as bad as people made it out to be. And it is a bad movie. Even as a kid, I knew it was a bad movie. But it wasn't bad as people put it out to be. The people that I knew was bad as a kid, and I didn't know the internet at that time. And then when I grew up and I saw the internet, because the internet was still in its infant stage, and when I grew up and learned more stuff about it, when I was getting older, and then now, I was just like, why is everyone shitting on Howard the Duck the movie? I know it's not the best movie, but guys, you're acting like it should be Citizen Kane. What the fuck's wrong with you? Stuff like that. That's why I always look at people and be like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. What do you want Citizen Kane type quality of movies? And that goes to the old Hollywood people and the old Hollywood actors. You're never going to get that again. Just like when you see in the 80s and 90s good shit, you're never going to get that again. Because they already happened. We already got it. Stop saying that, oh, I wish we can go back to that. We can't. This is 2023. Pay attention to the good shit that comes out now. Because there is good shit coming out. You just need to look at it and pay attention to it. And mostly, some of the stuff that is getting a cult following and usually really like is literally subconscious things, enlightenment things, or fan things. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know that I'm not wrong. You know that I'm not wrong with that shit. You know I'm not wrong with none of those shits. You know I'm not. So when it comes to the Rob Zombie movies, when I look at it now, I'm like, I feel like the studio meddled in. Now, I would say that more with Halloween 2 than Halloween 1 Rob Zombie. Because with Halloween 1 Rob Zombie, you could tell it is Rob Zombie. With Halloween 2, yeah, you could tell it's Rob Zombie, but something about it tells me the studio just came in and they were like, yeah, we're gonna do something here. And Rob was just like, no. First of all, Rob didn't want to make a second one anyways. I'm always going to give him credit with that because he didn't want to make the second one anyways. And it's funny too. He might not like the second one, but I kind of enjoyed the second one a little bit more than the first one. Why? Because the art style, the creativity that's literally on screen. I'm not saying the story's good or the acting's good. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the art style, the art, the imagery. Oh my god. Yes. Yes. If we had that imagery of Rob, like if this was promoted, like, hey, directed by this person, a good director and a good writer, and then the visualizer Rob Zombie, this franchise would have been hotcakes in my opinion. Because when I look at the Halloween franchise, I literally think of that type of art style of what Rob Zombie is. Maybe not that type of language or that type of feel, but that type of art style, like Tim Burton's art style, that type of shit. I could imagine a Tim Burton art style, but Halloween. Oh my god. Yes. And I'm not, and when you say that, some people might think, oh, so what? You think they're gonna make it like a childish shit? No. Keep the horrorness, keep the violence, keep the fucking sex and violence. That's what Halloween is all about. Keep the shape. Why are you gonna downgrade it just because it has a different animation or different motion or different art style? That makes no sense to me. That never made no sense to me. Why? 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 Oh, we want to give it to a different crowd. Okay, then you just alienated the original people. You just you just told them you just told the original people to fuck off, which is why I like to bring up the Powerpuff Girls, the original. I mean, the original and the remake. You literally neglect the people that love the original to make this twerking shit that I see in Powerpuff Girls, which I mentioned that a long time ago, and I'll say this: that shit made me cry in a bad way, not in a happy way or not in an emotional way to the show, but in a sad way. You're trying to fucking promote that shit to children. What the fuck is that shit? They should have been fired, and that show should have been fucking canceled. The fuck's wrong with you? All right, not going deep into that, but that shit's fucked up. Imagine you having a kid and they see that shit. Would you be pissed off? I'll be pissed off. I have nieces. The fuck is that shit? Fuck you. Seriously, shit like that. Fuck you. All right. Now going back to Halloween. Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. Some people might think it's good. Some people might say it's a masterpiece. The reason I say that is because people just feel that way with this movie. Look, I think obviously as a kid, or when I was younger, I loved this movie. As an adult now, I don't. I do think the movie's not that good, though. I think it's trash in some sense in the beginning. But when it's doing good, in my opinion, it's actually doing good. And I can't fuck the movie for that. The sequel, though, the sequel doesn't give a fuck. The sequel doesn't care. The first part, when you literally see Michael and Laurie Strode in the fucking hospital, I'm like, yo, I'm along for the ride with this, to be quite honest with you. You don't have to do the same thing that you did in the original, but it takes place in the hospital. So she can't leave anywhere. So you can imagine the little things that could happen. Reminds me of like imagine a Super Mario 64 type of movie, but horror with Michael Myers in it. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know why it reminds me of that, but imagine that shit. I will watch it. I don't give a fuck. Seriously, Michael will fucking kill everybody in there. Hell yeah. I don't care. Seriously, because you gotta have fun with that shit. But you gotta respect the lore that comes with that too. That's why when I hear directors and Pete and other writers that say, "Oh, I never been a fan of these," I'm more like, "Why are you making them? Why are you making them?" For example, I found out that Tim Burton wasn't a fan of Alice in Wonderland, and I'm like, Tim Burton, Alice in Wonderland. That sounds amazing, but he wasn't a fan of it. That's not good. That's not good. He should have been at least the producer, and someone else could have written it and directed. Because the Tim Burton name will sell, and just saying that alone, Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland sounds, oh, it does. Because it will put me in my seat to watch this shit. And the guy, and to be honest, he should have got the guy that wrote Coraline to make Alice in Wonderland. Because that shit would have been, I guarantee you, would have been, guarantee you, guarantee you, but he did not. Moving on with that, the reason I like to mention that is because there's other things that come with this because it does affect these movies. Look, I'm not saying Rob Zombie's vision was great or my favorite. It wasn't. There was some shots of Michael in that movie though that I did like. When Michael's going like this, and you see that camera shot like this, where he's holding like he's going like this, holding the knife. That's a good shot. There's good shots in this movie, but everything else is just lackluster. But again, going back, if you love this movie and you like it, that's fine. I'm not gonna hate you. I'm not. There's other Halloween movies that I like anyways. I grew up with Halloween 4 and 5, and people hate 5. And in a way, in a deep meaning, I don't understand why, but overall, I still do understand why. Because Michael Myers cries in that movie, and he should never cry. He should never cry. He should never cry. The only, in my opinion, the reason it kind of made sense for me for him to cry with his niece is because his niece touched him in part 4, so she knows what he's actually going through. That makes sense to me. That's why I didn't hate that scene all that much. But overall, I'm just like, you should have made a story around it if you were going to do that. It looks like something was there for Halloween 5 that was actually pretty good, but then you fucked it up. And then Halloween 6 had to pick that up, which I feel sorry for Halloween 6. I love Halloween 6, though. I do. I love, love, love Halloween 6, though. The imagery, Michael Myers walking like this, the fucking lightning strike and everything. Oh my god. That movie right there, to me, that movie alone deserves to be on a wall framed. That movie, just the movie alone, just play all the Michael Myers shit because that's all art. All of it is art. All of it. All of it's art. That is, watch Halloween 6 just for Michael Myers alone because all of it is art once you see it on screen. All of it. It's all art. Someone looked at Michael Myers and they were like, let's do Picasso with Michael. That's what they did. And I love Halloween 6 for that. It is Picasso. It is. Look back at it. Look back at it and watch it. And if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm wrong. And I don't mind it. Because we have different viewpoints with this stuff. Again, some people love Halloween 6 and they hate Halloween 6. You know, I've said a long time ago, it should have ended in Halloween 6. It kind of should have did. Because, I mean, I can't think of anything else what you could have done with Michael after 6 because you killed his niece off. Why'd you kill his niece? I know I know I'm talking about the Rob Zombie version, but right now let's talk about Halloween 6 for right now, for a little bit. Why'd you kill his niece off? Yeah, I know Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, not Jamie Lee Curtis. Danielle Harris couldn't. She was trying to come in, but they were going to kill her off early, and she didn't like that. Because she thought they thought her character was nothing, and I'm like, no, what are you doing? She was in 2 movies. You think the character was nothing? There's a reason why in 4 and 5 they didn't kill her off if she was nothing. Halloween, if you hate Halloween 5, that's fine, but you got to give credit this. At least they didn't kill her off in Halloween 5. They killed fucking, what is it, Rachel off, which I was upset. I was, to be quite honest. As a fan of Rachel, she should never, 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 never should have been killed off. She should never have been killed off. That's how much I love the character. All right, she should have been the other Scream Queen heroine, right next to Danielle Harris. But no, they killed her off. To me, in my opinion, they robbed her of that. They robbed her of that. They robbed her of that. If the actress is seeing this, I'm telling you this right now. They robbed you of it. They robbed you of it. They robbed you of it. They did. They robbed you of it. And I'm sure you did other movies that made you into that Scream Queen to what you are. But that right there, ooh, that was a blow. It was, in my opinion. When I look at that, I'm like, ooh, that's a blow. As an adult, that's just me. I know some people want to be humble and all that stuff, but when someone spits in your face more than once, you got to stand up for yourself eventually. You know? That's just common sense, man. All right, you just gotta fight back. You can't just let people push you around. You gotta realize eventually enough is enough. You know, you know. That's just me, man. And anyone that respects that shit, respect to you. Seriously, I don't care who you are. To be quite honest with you, seriously. But moving on, Rob Zombie's Halloween is just a beautiful art style movie, in my opinion. Both of them. Did I wish there was a third one? Yes, but at the same time, no, because they were wanting to make it into 3D. So I was just like, so that's what you're gonna do, right? You make this for nothing, right? So in a way, I'm kind of glad they didn't make it. But at the same time, I kind of wish they did just to see what they could have done with it. Now, it could be possible that Rob Zombie could have just, be the producer, and someone else could have write or directed it, and I would have been fine with that. If that would have happened, I would have watched it. I would have been like, then let's do it. Let's make it. We have a new vision. We have a new writer. Rob Zombie's just producing the fucking goddamn thing. They could have just promote from the last from the trilogy or something like that. But obviously, I think the second one they made a lot of money. I think, or it was just really panned by a lot of people. Which rightfully so, because Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, is a fucking fever dream. I can't remember a fever dream movie like that since Godzilla vs. Hedra. If you're a Godzilla fan and you watch Godzilla vs. Hedra when you were a kid, you know that fever dream with the fish heads and everything like that. Then the fucking trippy shit of the saving the planet and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man, that shit's trippy as fuck, and it's a horror movie. Good God, you know how many people? You know how many skeletons are in that movie? And I'm literally serious. Skeletons, not props. They look like skeletons. I won't be surprised. So you gotta respect when they do use props like that, even though it's probably most likely really, really disrespectful to the dead, and it really is. You shouldn't really use like corpses in movies. That's just me, because that sounds like it's going to be karma. Moving on, I don't know what else to say with the Rob Zombie movies. They're fun if you look at it another perspective, but in another perspective, it could piss you off as a motherfucker, and you'd be like, "Fuck these movies, they're trash." In another perspective, people could be like, "I have these other Halloween movies that I care about. This one's just there, just to be the collection. At least Michael is doing his shit." And I'm kind of like that right now. I don't know, man. That's just me. That's just me. Cause look, I don't know. I recently saw a video about what was it, Megan? I've seen the movie Megan, and I probably should talk about it. But that, like I've said before, the only thing I have to say about Megan is that is what the Child's Play remake should have been, and we should have never got the Child's Play remake. So Megan is going to stand taller than the Child's Play remake far more than to come, even though the premise is the same shit as the Child's Play remake, and that one came out first before Megan. It's funny that one has a premise. It's funny that two have the same premises, and then obviously they do different things, but one is more memorable than the other, mainly because it tries to have its own doll mascot for this generation. And look, in my opinion, I'm always gonna say there's no more horror icons anymore, guys. It died in the 90s. All right, it died a little bit maybe in the 2000s as well with Jigsaw. Maybe Jigsaw was the very last one. I say that right now. Jigsaw and the death from Final Destination. They're the last they're the last horror icons in my opinion, man. They're the last ones. They're the last ones, man. They are. I know. I mean, yeah, they're the last ones. I can't even point anything out. Hey, if you want to point out Sam from Trick or Treat, That's fine as well. I think he's perfect to be part of that as well. But the thing is, these other horror icons that I've mentioned, have they came back? Have they have, you know, sequels to them? No, they haven't. And some people might say that's fine, and I'd rather have that than anything. Because people look back at the Halloween series now and they'd be like, yeah, we should have had one and that was it. Do I blame these people for thinking that? No. Hell no. Hell to the fuck no. No, I'm dead serious. But I don't hate the other sequels. I don't. I have a there is some of them that I have a love-hate relationship with them, but overall, majority of them, I can sit and watch every day if I wanted to. And that's not bad. I can sit down with Halloween 1, 2, 3, despite, yeah, with no Michael Myers, it still is good a Halloween movie on its own. Yes, it should have been called Season of the Witch. Halloween 4, I can watch all the time because that was my first Halloween movie. My grandmother had that movie, and I watched it with my siblings. We never looked back. We never looked back. Some of us literally never looked back. Oh man. And then Halloween 5 happened, which is not full. I say that right now. That's all I need to say with Halloween 5. It's not full. Halloween 6, depending what version you like, in my opinion, flaws, but overall, perfect the way you should to end it, in my opinion. You could have kept going. You could. But if you ended it right there, I wouldn't even cared. I wouldn't even cared. Hell, to be honest, I probably would have got the new collections just because of that. The reason I don't is because the other movies are in there that I don't care about. Not the original series. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the other movies I just don't fucking care for. I'm like, why are you gonna put that in a collection? Could we get a collection that has just the original trilogy of the Halloween series? You know, one to Resurrection. Sorry, I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. I know some people might be like, but I want those other Halloween movies because they're part of. I know, but to me, they don't deserve it. They don't. They don't deserve it, and they never will. I know that's harsh, but in my opinion, they don't deserve it. They don't. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They just don't. Because those are different series. And most people are like, well, what about the Thorn trilogy? Would you stop it right there? No, I will make it part of the original series anyways. I know some people think the original series is just 1 and 2, but to me, the original series is up to 1 to Resurrection. And that is it's always going to be, in my opinion. Because some people out here will be like, all right, it's Halloween 1, 2, then they remade it with 4, then 5, then we got 4 and 5, 6, then we made it with H2O. We got then we got it Resurrection and shit like that. And I'm just like, I don't do that. I don't. I don't. I don't do that. That's just me as a Halloween fan, man. That's just me. The only problem that I have with the original series is that they don't never mention Jamie and their mom when it comes to Halloween H2O. Even though, yes, it's basically a remake or just a sequel to the third one. I mean, second one. You know, me, it just hurts. It hurts me. It just hurts me as a fan when you want to put these series together in a bow. Because it's impossible to do that when shit like this is on screen. When shit like that is on screen. And I'm just like, I don't, this is why I can't blame people when they say, no, this is mine, this is mine, this is my trilogy, this is my trilogy, this is my trilogy. And I'm like, that's fine. That's fine. That's totally fine. I just have mine. Mine has a special place in my heart. If you disagree, that's fine. But the one that has a special place in my heart is always going to be from Halloween 1 to Resurrection. Despite some of the flaws, I even have flaws with the first movie. Despite how much I love the first movie, it has flaws, but so does the second one. They all of these movies have flaws, but they're not. If you look at it in a different perspective, they're probably, and if you like them, then obviously you're not going to think they're not all that bad, and you'll get the DVDs. I've gotten tons of movies that a lot of people think that the movies are shit, but over time they got a cult following. But the thing is, too, I want to say this right now. I don't like when studios cater to a fan base that the fan base doesn't know shit about the franchise. Final Fantasy VII Remake, everyone. I'm saying that shit right now. It's disappointed that when we got the Halloween other series, the Halloween Ends, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. It's sad that when I didn't even watch Halloween Ends. I didn't care for that. I didn't care because I didn't care for Halloween Kills. I did watch it, but I showed it to my friend too, and I pointed out that there was a scene when you had a brother and a sister in that scene, and I've mentioned this in my review too. That right there, that scene right there, when Michael just goes like this and the sister goes like, I'm looking at that and I'm like, you just insulted my intelligence. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You made these characters dumb, including the white people. You insulted my intelligence. Fuck you. Fuck you. Look, if you want to have fun with the movie, have fun with it. If you want to have Scooby-Doo gang, have it. But you didn't throw that at me in the screen. All you threw at me was fucking terrible people that want Michael Myers to fucking kill because I'm just fucking sick of these people on screen. I don't care if any of these characters came from the first movie or the second movie. Kill them off, Michael. Kill them, all of them off. I didn't care for none of them. When the whole fucking when all the freaking all the neighbors and all that went after Michael, I'm like, I hope he kills each and every one of you. And he did. All right? That movie just showed you those characters did not matter. 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 Now, I'm not saying when characters get killed off, they don't matter. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in that particular movie, they did not matter. Uncle Ben's death mattered. Batman's parents' death mattered. Those deaths did not matter. Did not matter. Yeah, it did. Oh, really? Then what was Halloween Ends? Was there a ripple effect of those deaths? Or was it just projecting on another person to make another Michael Myers? Not a bad concept, but it shouldn't be a Halloween movie. It should be another horror movie. This is what's the problem with modern horror movies, man. You have good concept for all the horror movies and other horror icons that can shine, but you want to put it to all horror icons that doesn't fit the glove. What the hell is that shit? What is that? What is that? No, seriously, what is that? I got nothing against anybody, but if you're gonna insult me, my intelligence, or disrespect the planet and shit, I got a problem with you. Just saying that right now. Seriously. Like, none of these movies should not be the way they are. These horror movies, these last new series of Halloween movies, man, I should not even talk about them, man. Each of them were crap. I didn't watch the third one. Why I didn't watch the third one? In my humble opinion, the reason The reason I didn't watch Halloween Ends because I didn't want to get the image in my head to see a wrinkly ass pathetic piece of shit of a shape. You see the redness in my eyes? That is sadness and tears. Obviously, I shouldn't care about it because it shouldn't matter, right? It shouldn't matter. If they don't care, why should I, right? Why should I? Why should I? You're right. I shouldn't care because they didn't give a fuck about him. When I saw that, I didn't even see the movie, but when I saw that shit on YouTube, I was like, I'm done with this movie. I'm done with this shit. I'm done. I'm done. I don't care if you make a fourth movie. Fuck you. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not watching this movie. That's not Michael Myers. Michael Myers is a fucking slayer. He's a killer shark. He's always hungry. He's never satisfied with his kills. That's why he keeps on killing. Michael Myers is literally the shadow that is in your kitchen. You turn around and he will kill you right there. I just say that as an example because I'm just looking at my kitchen right there. It's literally right there. I just have to open my bedroom door, boom, boom, the kitchen. Michael Myers is the shape. He is the shadow. Okay, that's why in Resurrection when they mentioned that when they mentioned the shadow, I was just like, I like that they did that. That they made Michael Myers the shadow basically. If I mentioned Jason, sorry, I probably did say Jason. My bad. I meant Michael Myers. I should talk about Jason Voorhees though, right? Maybe in a separate video, not this one. This is all about Michael. Let's talk about the king of horror right now. All right. Sorry, Jason. You're not the king of horror, but I tell you this: you all, you're very close, Michael. All right, you're very close. But I mean, Jason. But I'll say this right now: all your horror icons don't have a candle, a candle to all your kills against Godzilla. I'm sorry. I'm saying that right now. All right. Most people are like, oh, Godzilla's not horror. The original movie is horror. All right. How many kill counts he has? And it just keeps adding up. Because what is it? In one of those other Godzilla movies, Godzilla, Martha, Kinodora, Giant Monsters all out attack. That movie, he goes ham in that movie. He kills people in that movie. He doesn't give a fuck about humanity, and I love it. I fucking love it. He kills. Literally, he passes through a fucking hospital. The little girl that's in the hospital is like, oh, his tail hits it, kills her. I was like, awesome. That's what Godzilla should be. Destruction of nature. All right, a killer shark like Michael Myers. All right. This is why I love this type of shit. All right. And so many people out here want to make it their own little things and put agendas in them. Look. For example, supposedly, like with Michael, he got sick. That's why he's the way he is. I haven't watched the movie, so I could be 100% wrong if you're watching this video, if you watched the movie. And that is fine. That just shows you how much I gave a fuck with the movie. If I'm wrong. You know? And if I am right, that just showed you that I didn't have to watch the movie to begin with. And that is even more sad. For crying out loud, I'll say this right now. At least I had more fun with the Chainsaw movie. I know people hate that new movie, that Leatherface movie, that Chainsaw movie that recently came out not that long ago on Netflix. I know people hate that movie, but I had more fun watching that movie than these Halloween movies. Why? 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 I didn't have expectations for none of these movies. You know that meme. You know that little meme from Malcolm in the Middle. I was expecting anything, and I was still disappointed. The whole thing, Evil dies tonight too. I'm just like, at first it sounds cool, right? Then it gets cringy, man. It just gets cringy. It does. It does. Especially when you have a whole crowd saying it, man. I'm surprised no one in the whole crowd was like, yo, man, you don't think this sounds, I don't know, kind of stupid? Well, you got to make that money, so you got to stay shut about you feeling stupid while you're saying evil dies tonight. Was that the first thing you filmed? Makes sense because none of you guys were generate. I mean, none of you guys cared in that scene. I could like, I know some people hate the Rob Zombie movies, but I could still watch the Rob Zombie movies and get something out of them. I just don't care for the newer horror movie or the new Halloween movies. And I know there's good horror out there, but when I watch this shit, this type of stuff, it inflates me to the fact that I don't want to watch no horror movies nowadays. I don't even want to watch I don't even want to watch the horror movies I have here. That is sad and bad. I have them, but I haven't watched a horror movie in fucking forever just because all of this shit is bad. I shouldn't blame these movies for that. Why? Why am I doing that? I know I shouldn't. But yo, man, these motherfuckers, man. These motherfuckers, man. These Hollywood people, man, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. This new Halloween series could have been good. It didn't have to had 3 entries, to be quite honest with you. It didn't have to have 3 entries. It could have had 9 entries if it wanted to, if it was that good. And who knows? Maybe down the line, they could have added a Halloween 9 cents. See, oh well, they couldn't. They really couldn't because it was a whole new series. So, all right, fuck that shit. Fuck what I said. Maybe they could. Yeah, they couldn't. I tried. I tried to make everyone happy, but I couldn't. But whatever. Hey, it happens. I was trying to add that just because, it would have been cool, but no, it doesn't work. It just does not. So I tried. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you thought, my thoughts, my opinions were informative, I guess, or not entertaining, just informative to the fact that, like, I see what you're talking about. Like, this is just bullshit. It is. So when's the next Halloween gonna happen? 10 more years? To be honest, like, if you're gonna make a Halloween movie, at least do it soon. But don't. This is what I would do. You're gonna make a new Halloween movie? Start off with literally Michael chasing somebody, man. You don't have to introduce anything. Start off with the movie Michael chasing somebody. That's it. That's it. And guess who's going after them? Dare I say it? Either Dr. Loomis' son or daughter, or maybe both. There. That's your story. Right there. Boom. That's it. That's it. That is it. That's all you have to do. Oh, we don't. We need to do this and that and make it connect to this and that. No, you don't, you motherfucker. Just make a fucking movie. And let the fan base pick. Stupid fucking concept. My goodness. Why is this hard? Why is this hard? Because you guys have no creativity whatsoever. Because you're not creative. Just admit it right now. You're not creative. Just admit it right now that you stole the tablets and you're just regurgitating the same stories in those ancient tablets, and you have no creativity whatsoever. Just admit that. Just admit it. Just admit it. That's it. That's all you have to do is just admit it. But you don't want to. Everyone knows you don't fucking have creativity anyways. So what the fuck is going on here? Just fucking admit that you don't have creativity and you stole these fucking goddamn tablets. That's all you have to do. Sorry that I know too much and I have to mention that for the people that don't know, but it's got to be said because it is affecting your movies and video games, by the way. Just saying. So I guess you guys should pay attention to it because you'll be like, oh shit, that's why? Yeah, that's why. Because these people don't know shit. They have no creative thing in their bone. What do you think? They're fucking rich and they get it off from people. The rich people, the people that have money, get it from people that work for them. Like companies. That's how actors get that shit. That's how actors make money. They make money from you. The people that are struggling to make money. You see that shit? They don't care. They don't care. Now I'm not saying some people don't. But what we see right now, these people don't. We're not seeing the people that care. We're seeing the people that don't give a shit. Gotta think about that, man. Seriously, we adults here now. Some of us are adults here. We gotta think about this shit. Some of us have kids. Some of us have nieces and nephews. We gotta think about this shit, man. How we gonna provide the future and all this shit? We're not thinking higher levels of shit like this. That's just me. If you're not thinking, if you're not developing, you're just dying. That's just me. And that's not that's just comes with other shit. That doesn't come with enlightenment and all of that shit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about literally just life in general. You know? It's just common sense. Common sense. That's just me. That's why when I look at these new horror movies, I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. Because look at the new Halloween series. Why should I fucking care? They're giving you a perfect example. They are technically the mascots, right? And that's supposed to lead to other horror movies that could take its place, or even then look at it and do what it has to do. Yeah, some of them might do better, but who's going to watch it? Because they watched one product and they were like, I don't care. Why should I watch the rest of the product? It's like the same thing with WWE. If one show is look, I understand. So sometimes you might have one bad show, and all that. But when it's constantly, you're like, I don't care. Why should I care? Why should I care? Why should I care? Why should I give a fuck? And that's all I have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Be safe. And the Halloween series, there's always better. It's sad that I said that the newest Chainsaw movie was better than this series. The newest series of Halloween. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. Because it shouldn't be that way. We should be looking at the Chainsaw movie and be like, that was fun the way it was, but yo, the Halloween movies just killed it out of the water. That was really, really fun. But we're not saying that, are we? Why is that chainsaw scene in the bus more fun than the whole fucking kill scenes in the Halloween movie? That is just me. You can argue, you could disagree with me, and that's fine. That's fine. But when I saw that shit, I'm just seeing some of these kills, I'm just like, I don't know. They don't do nothing for me. They don't do nothing for me. They don't do nothing for me. For crying out loud, I just watched Injustice and I saw Superman literally destroying the Joker gang or the Joker children with his lasers. They didn't show it. They showed they showed what the building was, him destroying all that shit, and freaking, was it Catwoman and Batman are like, and I'm looking at it like, that's gruesome right there. That's fucked up, right? That's horror right there. He went Homelander on their ass before Homelander. Seriously. Right? If you watch The Boys, if you don't, that's fine. You don't have to get that reference if you don't watch that show. So yeah. So I'll see you guys later and be safe. And tell me what you guys think about this video. Seriously, share, like, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, and stay up.